Welcome back to another video, and in this video I'm going to talk about exactly what I'm trying to do here to catch some late fall bass and any last bigger fish that are around. So one of my favorite all-time things to throw in the fall is a big spook. I always have a lot of luck culling bigger bass out of schooly, more aggressive schooly size fish. So right now I'm throwing a Pumbaa Plugs Magnum Walker, and that lure is a very, very productive big fish lure when it comes to catching big bass during the summer and in the fall. So it's one of my favorite all-time things to throw, and even schoolies, these aren't very big fish, they're schoolie to low slot size bass, are going to be very aggressively feeding on it. So what I'm trying to do here is present a bigger profile to these fish, and what I'm doing is using that spook to hopefully call out some of those fish, but also as well, I'm still going to be getting pretty hot action with schoolies to low slot bass, because things like spooks will get even small bass to hit them, or really big spooks for that matter. And so what I'm looking for here is there's some waves and good structure down there, and there's a lot of current that moves by this rock here. I know that there's some peanut bunker in this area, and that's probably the primary bait fish they're feeding on, as well as there is a lot of small baby bonito in this area, and small meaning mackerel sized bonito. They're not, but the thing about bonito is they're very fast, so the striped bass have a hard time feeding on them, but if one is injured, they're gonna not pass up the opportunity to eat it. So being able to throw a profile that is roughly the same size as those bonito is an awesome thing to do. This time of year, a lot of what I'm looking for, and I've said this in past videos, is finding some deeper, cleaner water. And if you can find some deep, clean water, that's gonna definitely help you find some more consistent action and even some larger fish. And definitely fishing in the early mornings, like I am right now. This is around first light, is going to definitely be a transition period bite that can be very effective. And that's what I'm doing here, fishing early in the morning, trying to get that first transition bite from it being pretty dark out to then there being some light and those fish starting to feed. It seems like this season for us on Cape Ann, the peanut bunker would get more active as it got brighter out, and that might have to do with some of the plankton and the food chain and all of that good stuff. So I believe that definitely played a hand in a lot of the fishing being better during the day, and some of the best fishing actually being in the middle of the day, which in years past has not been the case. So some years daytime fishing is definitely the move, and this was one of those years. Although the fish were moving extraordinarily quick, you could count on bass staging up in their usual spots to feed on bait when it would get trapped in little coves or get trapped in bays and estuaries and stuff like that. There was some good places that will hold fish that were holding fish this year. But as far as blitzes go, it was definitely one of those years that it was hard to stay on top of them. And when I'm working a spook, as you can see here, it's actually not a crazy amount of action, just a little twitches of the wrist to get that thing to walk back and forth, reeling pretty slowly, but maintaining contact with the plug. And no matter what, I'm always continuing to work that spook. If it's getting hit out of the water by a fish or anything like that, I just keep working it and hope that the bass will come back and hit it. And 9 out of 10 times that is the case. I'll at least give it another whack. But every once in a while, you'll get one hit and run and nothing really happening afterwards. As far as my setup goes, I'm fishing with a Century Stealth, and I'm fishing a 9-foot Century Stealth paired to a Van Staal 150 with 30-pound Power Pro Max Quattro, and I have a 40-pound Blue Label Seaguar leader attached to that. So that's kind of what I run as far as setup for the rocks of Cape Ann. It seems to be plenty abrasion resistant, and I've tested that in the limits of that this season. And to me, I feel like the line that I use is definitely been perfected, because I've had some crazy fish drag me over like the most gnarly sharp rocks you can imagine, and have my leader come back looking shredded but still holding the fish. And I think that as far as line and stuff goes, that's definitely one of my favorites. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.